Step, something in my jeans. FOI, you know that's the team, huh?
Peace. This is your brother Aidan X, and welcome to the processing class. Just going back to, on that point, just going back to the food, because you said, your first lecture was about pork. And I'm looking at your Instagram right now. You have a lot of videos talking about health and talking about food. What's the benefit of that in my life? Because some people may watch this and say, man, we all gonna die anyways, man. Might as well eat what the hell I can. Mm-hmm. So what's the benefits of improving your health? If I give up the pork, if I give up, the fried chicken every day, the pork chops, the ribs, and if I give all these things up, what is it gonna do for me when we all just gonna die anyways, as some people watching this may say?
Mm-hmm. Well, yes, sir. Everything that's alive now currently has a death date. The foods you eat, the car you drive, eventually is going to give out. Even the house you live in, eventually is going to get old and it's going to get knocked down. Even the daylight goes into rest, to a resting state. We call that shadow, the shadow of the earth, or nighttime. Stars die. People die, but between our birthday and our death date, the benefits of eating the proper and correct way is to enjoy that time period fully while we're still alive. People be thinking, I used to work for the city as a garbage man at 18. Everybody in there was 40 years old and up and older, around that. And they will always complain. My back hurt, my feet hurt, my neck hurt, my hands hurt. They're saying that they got it from the job. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, how? I'm working the same job as you. You know what I'm saying? Then after work, I will go home and work out. Then when I didn't do that, then my body began to start aching and stuff. When I used to drink water at that time every single day. Then I started getting like Fruitopia, Nestea drinks, eating Snickers and them little chicken sandwiches and stuff like that. Then my body began to ache. My back was hurting, my hands, you know what I'm saying? Then it just dawned on me, this is before the NOI. Then it just dawned on me that the way that I eat, what I drink, and also what I think causes all my achenesses. So the true benefit of eating foods and at the right foods at the right time is to sustain your life fully and give you an additional amount of years throughout your lifespan, and also you can enjoy that life as well fully with no type of if I wake up today my heart might stop, and you don't have no scares or nothing like that. So that's just a short but long answer to your question, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's good. You have this one video on your Instagram. It says eating 1 meal a day and fasting can cure all disease. Man, what would you say, man? Some people may hear that and say, man, this nigga's crazy. Eating 1 meal a day and fasting. Yes, how is eating 1 meal a day and fasting the cure to all disease? When we're taught in school, I remember being taught in school that 3 meals a day is what keeps you here. That 3 meals a day is how you get your full nutrients, your full vitamin count, your full protein, especially. So how the hell is eating 1 meal a day and fasting the cure to all disease?
Yes, sir. Well, the one thing that they also didn't teach us, unless they did, we didn't pay attention, is that our bodies only take in a certain amount of nutrients and minerals per day. So there's no need to eat 3 or 4 times. When you do the math, in the digestive system, that inside, when you eat your 1 meal inside your stomach, it's in there for 3 to 5 hours, whatever that meal is. Then it goes into the small intestines, which is 8 to 11 hours. Then it goes into the large intestines, which is 12 to 18 hours, then eventually in the stool. But whenever you take up the minimum time, 3, 8, and 11, you add that up. Excuse me, was that 8? 3, 8? No, 3, 8, and 12. 3, 8, and 12, and you add that up, it equals 23 hours. And we're taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that there's 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 46 seconds in a day. So in truth, to digest one meal, one nutritious meal, that your body needs and will need for that day. It will take a full 24 hours for that to be go through that whole entire cycle, then for it to be complete the following day at the same time. So when you overdo it, you will back up that process and back up your digestive system, which will ultimately lead to more sickness. It will lead to diabetes, rheumatism, arthritis by overworking the body and causing more stress above its natural level. Because if you look up the definition of the word stress, it means something that you're obligated or bonded to. Your digestive system is obligated and it has a duty to fulfill that process. So when you keep constantly eating 3 and 4 and 5 times a day, it's going to keep on working and running because that's what it's obligated to do. So what's going to happen, you'll get sick, you'll get more sick, you'll cut the years off your life by overworking yourself. And then your large intestine, which can stretch out to over 20 feet. Now you got the Dunlap disease. Is when you're skinny on your arms, skinny on your legs, skinny head, but you got a big old belly that done lapped over your belt and everything else down there, you know. So so you can keep going that direction as well. Then of course, the white man now has finally admitted that fasting rejuvenates the immune system. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, inside of his books, Not How to Eat to Live, has already stated that you can rejuvenate your cells and your immune system almost back to 100% by just fasting 1 to 3 days a month. So that's why we fast every month, to keep our body fresh, activated, and we can go ahead and go about our days, just like our brother Kyrie Irving.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You also just continue on the health tip. You have a lot of videos talking about, checking what's in your food, man. You even got videos checking what's in your toothpaste. A lot of people that's watching this, they may be thinking, man, what's the point of checking what's in my food, man? I just pick up whatever's cheap. So what is the benefit of checking what's in your toothpaste? You talk about the fluoride, the juice, the breads. What's the purpose of checking the ingredients and checking what's inside the food for people watching this?
Yes, sir. Well, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan said, he said that if you don't know the science of food or the science of what you're eating, don't eat it. If you don't understand the ingredients that's inside of those things, why would you put it into your body? If you look on the back of those, I got one on there about bread. At one point in time, they put an ingredient inside of there called elastine. Have you ever heard of that?
No, sir.
That's, and when you look up what that is, that's Chinese human hair. That they get from the barbershops. And it's an ingredient inside of wheat bread. So over a period of time, we'll eat hair, animal hair, sometimes animal feces, abortion fetus cells. What's the other ones? And those are just a few off the top of my head that they put inside those things and we put inside of our body. Now, if you understand basic science, the law of cause and effect is always in motion. So when you go to a root of an effect that you may feel right now, you will see the cause of it is the ingredients inside of the food. But the white man's so crafty and so devilish that he'll have you thinking that it's just the food or that particular food. But what's underneath that is the true cause to every single effect. So, it's nothing wrong with just checking. We're not going to know all that stuff that's on there unless we just do a thorough investigation. But anything that has over like 12 ingredients, me personally, I just stay away from it. You're seeing things with 40, 50 ingredients. I'm like, oh, this just to make a little cookie? You know what I'm saying?
What about the toothpaste? Because you go into that in one of your videos too. Why should I care about my toothpaste?
Well, the toothpaste is loaded with fluoride. Not all of them, but the main brand ones, the big name ones, loaded with fluoride. They don't put a lot in there, but we brush our teeth a lot. So eventually it adds up. And the fluoride is, Hitler used that to docile the Jews during his ruling. And of course, docile means to make your mind easier to control and things like that. And also, the fluoride is equivalent to rat poison, according to the I think it's called the Environment Protection Agency. I think that's what I said in that video. That's what what they use to kill off rats. The main ingredient is fluoride. So just once again, you putting all that back in your body, and whenever it enters into your mouth, the first place that it goes to is either inside your blood or it shoots directly to the brain, depending on what it is. So if fluoride is made to make you more docile, and which is straight control over the brain, when it's inside the toothpaste, it goes into your mouth 3 times a day. What do you think that they're trying to do? They're trying to set you up early in the morning, in the middle of the day, and at night to have control on you for that day and the following days throughout the year.